If you're watching us in Richland or all the way down towards Hilltown, Buckingham Township, you need to take your tornado safety precautions. And what does that mean? That means get to the interior portion of your home, just away from any kind of windows. If you have a basement, utilize the basement. If you're a two-story home, go to your first floor, because this is, again, not only producing the possibility of a tornado, but it is producing winds in excess of around 60 miles per hour. Going out here, that's an indication. When you see this bow, it's called a bow echo. That's an indication that winds are rushing out of the cloud, going in an east direction. This is a region of thunderstorm activity that could organize, and they actually put it up to a 90% chance for development. So I was curious, ran some of the guidance on this, and you know what? It's really interesting, because if this system does develop into a tropical entity, this could become an issue for the Gulf Coast. Wildwood right now, or Cape May. Run outside real quick and look up, because those are the outer bands, or the clouds from Florence, now propagating up towards the north. This storm has doubled in size in 24 hours. It's now 600 miles in width from south to north. And if we zoom in a little bit closer, a couple of little interesting features we're noticing. It's taking on an S shape. That means it's ventilating itself a little bit better. And then in the center, it's now starting to become a little more symmetrical. Now, it's really going to come down to this. It's not going out to sea. All right, let's establish that first. But there's two track scenarios that we have to talk about. One being, let's say that there's a strong area of high pressure, a ridge that's to the north of it. If that happens, it's going to force the storm south, and this would be a landfall somewhere around the North Carolina, South Carolina border. There's some guidance that suggests that this ridge might actually be a little bit weaker. If we find weakness in the ridge, this may push the storm further to the north. With the humidity on top of us, 105 or better. So the drill's going to be from really tomorrow, Sunday, into Monday, and also into Tuesday. It will feel anywhere from 100 to 110 degrees. So some really dangerous heat on top of us. So they're just entering the vicinity, but you can see here comes the cold air rushing down. The winds are really going to start to go crazy as we get into the latter portion of your morning into the afternoon. Park somewhere. This is not where you want to park, because this is really all ice. This is kind of breaking up a little bit, but if you put your tires on top of here, look, you're just going to be just spinning and not going anywhere. Actually, it's a thermal gradient. What does that mean? It's warm air coming up out of the south, Arctic air on top of us, and when you get that collision right in the in-between, you're going to get a thump of snow, and this is going to come in real quick. It's going to pop in, and then we're going to switch over towards some rain as we get into the afternoon. I don't want to take away from the icing potential north and west. If you are traveling 78 or I-80, I-81 north or south, these are problematic zones that we could be talking about ice accumulation late today. So severe impacts expected, travel disruption, Allentown, Reading, and points north and west. Strengthened again, Sue. In the last hour, we're now recording a 951 millibar pressure. Let's put this into perspective for you. Sandy, remember back with Hurricane Sandy? That was a 940 millibar pressure storm. We're not too far away from those type of registers, and I think as it gets up towards Nova Scotia, this thing's going to explode. This is to add insult to injury. It's going to pour. We have flood watch across South Jersey and also Delaware, and then the winds are going to whip around as we go into tonight. So it's a big storm. It's a high impact storm. Not a traditional nor'easter where you see that buzzsaw coming up the coast, but nonetheless, it's a lot of moisture, and it's abnormally cold for this time of the year. You know you're in trouble when you have a snow band set up showing yellows and oranges. That's denoting snow rates that could be between, 1 to 3 inches per hour. So clouds in place right now. We're priming the atmosphere for a day that's going to, produce some very heavy rains across Philadelphia and points south and east. But north and west, that's where we're a little concerned with some freezing rain. Morning, where we could go down to say 4 degrees. 5 degrees here in Philadelphia, and negative numbers up towards the north and the west. You are going to have to huddle and cuddle the next several days. The media was going nuts with this. Not us, though. Never us. But it was another network, and they were saying this was going to be a huge thing for Puerto Rico. It's not going to even survive the trip to Puerto Rico. It's going to die right there. There's San Juan. So so on Twitter, Mike, they're asking me, Lauren, why are you not talking about it? It's going to be bad. It's not going to do anything, okay? Okay.
What do you think about that, Mike?
What do I think about that?
Yeah.
I spent $1,000 on the 10 that was supposed to be the best phone ever. And now I'm going to buy a 10S or something?
Yeah. Let me get into that. The 10.
Did you eat Diamond's phone?
That was pretty good. You're right, a little salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of salt, actually.
That's amazing.
You know what I usually do? This is how I do it in my closet. I take my...
And you have plenty of hangers.
It folds
Lots
itself
of
over
hangers.
there. It's wild. How's my hair? You know, the TV people, it's all about the hair and makeup. 56. All right, we're getting close, guys, all right? We're still in a strong tropical storm.
While you're cycling, and then they say,
you go,
up. And then you're like, down.
Oh, it's
And
crazy.
they're like, up. And then they're like, lean.
And then they're like, hold it for 30. It's
And then your
not
legs
fun.
are like trembling, and you're like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
All right, look at this, man. This is what we're waking up to this morning, 7:15. Where can you go to get dry? How about Tampa, Florida right now? Because everybody's socked in with the moisture. We have coastal flood warnings going on from Ocean County all the way down towards Cape May County. Included in this is Kent and Sussex County. 7 to 10 foot waves, 1 to 2 foot tidal cycles. So you're going to see some inundation with salt water over many areas across the shore points this morning. Wind advisories and a high wind warning up around Ocean County for the Barrier Islands up until 11 o'clock this morning. So we got tons of rain across town right now, all of Philadelphia County. As you get up towards Bucks, Berks, Montgomery County, down towards Delco this morning, moderate bands of rain pivoting in on a south to north kick. Now, the heaviest of the rain came through here between 2 to 3 o'clock this morning, and that's sliding up towards the north. So we're going to see these bands of moderate rain showers move in during the course of your morning hours. The focus from here on out is going to be the winds. Now, the winds are sustained. Now, that's sustained. It's a constant flow of wind between 20 to 30 miles per hour at the present moment. But look at the wind gust last hour. 37 Toms River, 38 in Wrightstown, 32 at Philadelphia International, 43 at Atlantic City. Look, if you got a flight out of Philly International, you need to check in with your carriers. Maybe we should also update up at the news desk. Let's update and see if there's any flight delays coming out of Philly. But, you know, 32, there's going to be some trouble trying to fly out of Philly International this morning. Here's your wind gust through to 11, 12 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be looking at winds at around 40 to 50 miles per hour on average. The winds will back off a little bit as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, but they're still going to be gusty out of the north direction at around 20 to 30. Now, with the winds and, of course, all this rain, we do have the high likelihood of losing power. We actually have guidance here at Fox 29 where we can model out the atmosphere and determine which areas could see power loss. So we're looking at all of southern Ocean County, southern Burlington County, Atlantic County, and into Cape May. So a Galloway, Egg Harbor, maybe a Loveladies, Beach Haven down towards Ocean City. These are the prime suspects to lose power during the course of the morning hours. Here's the storm system just to the south of Cape May. It's pivoting in on a north kick, so it's bringing in this low-level jet, and that low-level jet at about 15,000 feet has winds at 100 miles an hour. Now, all of that's not mixing down to the surface, but enough will get down, about 50% of it, producing 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's how we've arrived at our forecast here at Fox. Look at the rains through 1 o'clock, through 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. I think most of this tapers off around this evening. So if you have dinner plans, you might actually be on the dry side of things before we clear everything out of here. Sunday's a much nicer day, mixture of sunshine and clouds, and daytime highs that will be into the 50s. So let's look at your 7-day forecast together. It's wet, it's raw this afternoon. A nice day to watch a movie, check out some of those horror movies on Netflix, or you maybe watch a romantic or comedy like Lauren likes to watch. Sunshine and clouds on Sunday. I made that up. I don't know. Maybe she likes horror. I don't know. 55 on Monday, 60 on Tuesday. Halloween, Lauren, I can't believe it. Wednesday, 64 degrees.
Where's your costume?
Well, I'm wearing makeup, so I'm halfway there right now. So, I mean, this is a good forecast once we get this nor'easter out of here, all right?
Okay.